the ruling will not go in the favor of Rigathi Gachagua. Because the truth be said, justice is not for the weak. Justice is not for the poor. The might is right. So yesterday you saw judges, you also saw lawyers. Some lawyers were on Gachagua's pay slip. Some lawyers were on William Ruto's pay slip. Who has more money? William Ruto. Anybody with more money in Kenya will still win, because with power and money, and power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. So we are not seeing anything here for Rigathi Gachagua. Unless he can raise more wallet more than William Ruto, there is no end of day here. This is a political process. Political process is not as clean as a legal process. If house levy has been declared to be constitutional, what about Rigathi Gachagua's case? So according to me, it's done and dusted. Let us move on. I can ask Rigathi Gachagua as someone join opposition. We welcome you to opposition ranks. Secondly, be calm. The only thing you can win is not becoming deputy president. You can only win the battle of fighting for what's called burden of impeachment. So as far as I'm concerned, Rigathi Gachagua needs to know that he has been impeached. Improperly impeached, but actually impeached. Just like Kindiki needs to know that he is going to be the deputy president, improperly made the deputy president, but improper. So he's going to be the deputy president, but he's going to be improperly done. Remember, William Ruto became the president improperly. He set up an improper government, improper policies, and everything else. So, but the main point I'm trying to say is that the impeachment has taken place. In Kenya, the referee is Senate and National Assembly. The super referee is William Ruto and Raila Odinga. So when the super referee has decided Gachagua is going home, he is already home. He will never be a deputy president. That is a story which is gone. It's unfair as it is. It's unconstitutional. But what is constitutional in Kenya Kwanza government? House levy is not. Nothing else is. So I know what is happening. Why William Ruto has sought the court to decide whether the High Court can make a decision on the issue of impeachment of Gachagua. What is clear is that William Ruto knows where the best decisions are buried. The grave side for all good decisions made in the country is the Supreme Court. All good decisions made in the High Court, Court of Appeal, are buried in the Supreme Court. William Ruto used the Supreme Court to become president. He will use the Supreme Court again to impeach Gachagua. He will use the Supreme Court again to bring in Kindiki as deputy president. Therefore, I can tell you that any time from now, once the decision is made, Rigathi Gachagua will be confirmed to have been impeached, and therefore allowing a chance for Kindiki to be installed as the deputy president. Because I know how the court works. The court does not create its own case. The court makes decision on the case on the table. And the case on the table is whether High Court has jurisdiction to make any decision on the impeachment or regarding Gachagua. And if that is confirmed, therefore it will mean simply that the stay-in orders are going to be withdrawn, and therefore all the decisions made before by the court in Kayugoya and the one in Minami Law Court remains null and void, giving room for William Ruto to get his deputy president, called Kindiki, whom all Kenyans, if you vote now, will reject. Because he killed the young people during the Gen Z revolution, he killed people during Raila demonstration, and he has been a yes man on the side of Raila all the time. And therefore, this is the main way to do it. What should Kenya do it? Kenyans need to know that William Ruto is an enemy number one for the Kenyan Republic. The Kenya Kwanza administration is enemy number one. They are pushing everything in all cylinders just for them to get more power, get more money. More power, more money. And getting a yes man as deputy will be very important. Remember, the Kenyan constitution, the drafters of the Kenyan constitution were very clear. Why they said the deputy president must be elected in the vote with the president was that they wanted a deputy president who can stand with the people just in case the president doesn't. But here we have a president that whenever any deputy president does not stand with him, he stands impeached. So we are going to have a yes man, a lapdog, anybody who is going to be a choir member singing all the praises of William Ruto, whether he kills Kenyans, he steals money, he mismanages the economy, that's what's going to happen. So as far as I'm concerned, it is just about waiting. And I give an analogy. The referee and the super referee knows that Rigathi Gachagua has been impeached and will remain impeached. They are just taking us through what is called a VAR session. VAR is whereby the referee knows it's a penalty, but he's checking some screens to tell you he's trying to be fair. But there's no fairness. The impeachment has taken place and remains impeached. I think that's my opinion. Thank you. The ruling will not go in the favor of Rigathi Gachagua. Because the truth be said, justice is not for the weak. Justice is not for the poor. The might is right. So yesterday you saw judges, you also saw lawyers. Some lawyers were on Gachagua's pay slip. Some lawyers were on William Ruto's pay slip. Who has more money? William Ruto. Anybody with more money in Kenya will still win, because with power and money, and power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. So we are not seeing anything here for Rigathi Gachagua. Unless he can raise more wallet more than William Ruto, there is no end of day here. This is a political process. Political process is not as clean as a legal process. If house levy has been declared to be constitutional, what about Rigathi Gachagua's case? So according to me, it's done and dusted. Let us move on. I can ask Rigathi Gachagua as someone join opposition. We welcome you to opposition ranks. Secondly, be calm. The only thing you can win is not becoming deputy president. You can only win the battle of fighting for what's called burden of impeachment. What is burden of impeachment? How can you reduce the implications of getting impeached? One, can you fight to confirm in lower courts later that you are wrongfully impeached, so that you can be allowed to vie for political position in case you can actually have that chance, even to have the audacity, because you are leaving that office with zero legacy. When you are deputy president, everything Kenyan said you opposed. You stood with William Ruto and fought for him like his dog. Now you are on the same side where Kenyans are. So can you even have the audacity again to vie after you stood against Kenyan people during the post-election violence? You stood against the Kenyan people as a DO. Your legacy is that of not someone who is pro-people. You have always been pro-power. So how can you come again to seek the same power which you have misused all those years? So just come back and fight for what is called the burden of impeachment. How can you get your pension? How can you get some immunity as former deputy president? But mark my word, you will not be the deputy deputy president of the Republic of Kenya again. Anybody giving you hopes like Danson Omari? Danson Omari is just giving you hope because he is your lawyer. Maybe probably because he's being paid. But in legal terms and in political ways, you are going to lose tonight, and very soon you will see another deputy president, and you will join the ranks of civilians like us. But we wish you well. Kenya loves you. You have enough money to survive. Fortunately for you, other Kenyans are suffering poverty. Thank you.